Hello everyone and welcome back. As I told you in my previous vlog, packing and wrapping is going in full swing. And to follow the same, I decided to finish as much food from my pantry as possible to reduce extra load and food waste. The challenge was also to make quick meals since days are going really hectic and busy. I first started with the remaining dry fruits. The easiest option was to dry roast everything and make dry fruit powder for kids, which I add to milk, cereals, pancakes and everything sweet. And from that, I saved the roasted makhanas to make makhana curry for lunch today. I boiled a few tomatoes along with cashew and almonds to make the rich gravy for the curry. I'll also add this last batch of frozen peas into the sabzi. Once the tomatoes will cool down, I'll grind them into a fine paste along with some ginger. All the prep is done and I'll start with the sabzi. I am not a multitasking expert, so I feel that prepping things first makes the cooking faster. Do you also agree, or do you like prepping along with your cooking? Let me know in the comment below. In a pan, I'll add some oil and a few whole spices. I'll also add basic dry spices like turmeric, chili powder, coriander powder and garam masala powder and roast everything well. Once spices are roasted, I'll add the tomato paste and peas and let the base simmer. You all know I'm moving out and will be shifting places very soon, and the least to say, there is a lot on plate these days. Managing kids, packing the entire house, cooking meals and other household tasks can add up to the tiredness and fatigue. But stopping at this point is not possible. So to keep my energy levels up and going all day long, I truly rely on Baidyanath Vansar Ayurprash. Unlike any other Chyawanprash, Ayurprash is enriched with super seeds like sunflower seeds and flax seeds along with 52 plus Ayurvedic energy boosting herbs, which not only just boost my energy to keep going with these demanding days, but also improves my overall immunity and keeps the sickness at bay. As the age grows, the body gets more demanding, and relying on natural and Ayurvedic sources helps in maintaining that vitality for a long. Baidyanath Vansar Ayurprash is 100% Ayurvedic and is made with highly effective herbs like Draksha and Ashwagandha. It has no harmful preservatives and refined sugar, but is sweetened naturally with jaggery and raisins. I would suggest you to check the description for complete details on Ayurprash. After my daily dose of healthy portion, I will get back to cooking again. The gravy is nicely done and it's time to add some milk. Milk gives a very creamy texture to the gravy, which I really enjoy in the Shahi Sabzi. Keep stirring the milk to avoid curdling, and after 5 minutes, add salt to taste, crushed kasuri methi and roasted makhanas. So glad that the makhanas are over and consumed rightly. Garnish with lots of coriander leaves for an amazing flavor. Since the sabzi is Shahi, I decided to make spicy lachha paratha for myself and a plain one for Rutvi. I love parathas a lot and do make different varieties at home. I'll smear some garam masala and red chili powder with ghee onto the chapati base and cut thin strips to get the lache effect. I'll bring all the strips together and prepare the paratha. I'll toast the paratha with some additional ghee and my spicy lachha paratha is ready. This is my go-to recipe when I'm too lazy. No chopping, yet a delectable meal is ready in no time. The sabzi tastes exactly how we eat in the marriage buffet. Makhanas, of course, are very healthy, and so the overall platter is must have at least once a month. Another no chopping and go-to meal option for busy days is Kadi Chawal. I am not a plain rice person and like to add some variety into my portion of rice. So I'll add a few spices to bring more aroma into the rice. And to make that, in some ghee, I'll add jeera, methi seeds, cloves, black pepper and bay leaves and add the soaked rice with water. For curry, I'll take 2 tablespoons besan and add ajwain, turmeric powder, chili powder, crushed black pepper and curd. You can even add buttermilk instead of curd. The real flavor of curry lies in the sourness of the curd or buttermilk. I'll first mix everything to break the lumps and grate some ginger into this paste, as ginger adds a superb flavor into the curry. Now I'll add water of around 3 cups to make the curry mix. In a separate kadai, I'll make the tempering and add this curry mix. Keep stirring the curry for 5 minutes till the boil comes and let the curry simmer for 20 to 25 minutes. Now that I'm in a spree to finish things in the pantry, I thought of making the pakoras for the curry with the remaining besan to finish the complete stock. In the besan, I'll add some spices to add flavors into the pakoras. The key to make soft pakoras for curry is very simple. Mix the batter very well so that the mixture becomes soft and frothy. A lot of you asked me to make some recipes in the appe pan, and here I am using the pan for frying the mini pakoras for the curry, as small pakoras do portion control and looks very nice on the plate. The advantage of making pakoras in appe pan is that it consumes less oil and gives a right round shape to these mini pakoras. After 20 to 25 minutes, the curry reaches its right consistency, and then add the pakoras into the curry. In the end, add the glamour to the curry with the sizzling tadka and lots of kasuri methi and chopped coriander leaves. Pakora curry with flavored rice is done in no time. I added some pickle to complete my plate and totally loved this low effort delicious plate of meal. The next item to finish in my pantry was quinoa. So I thought of making quinoa pulao with some chole. I'll wash and soak quinoa till I prepare the gravy for chole. And for the gravy, I'll add tomatoes, ginger, very little green chili and make a smooth paste out of it. For chole, I'll also pick some whole spices like bay leaves, black pepper, red chili, black cardamom and cloves. In some oil, add the whole spices, and once they roast, add the dry spice powder like turmeric, coriander powder, chole masala and cook for 30 seconds. Then add the tomato paste to this masala mix and mix well. Add salt and cook covered till masala leaves the oil. Only when masala is well cooked, add the soaked chole and cover and cook till 3 whistles in the cooker. Alongside, I'll also cook the quinoa. For quinoa rice, I'll chop some veggies, and in a separate kadai, I'll start by first cooking the veggies. Since chola will be full of flavors, I'll keep the quinoa rice very simple. In some ghee, I'll first saute the vegetables that take longer to cook. In spices, I'll only add salt and red chili powder and add the remaining veggies and cook covered. Quinoa takes 10 to 12 minutes to cook and fluff up well, And by this time, veggies are also done. So I'll just mix the quinoa in the cooked veggies and add lemon juice to finish the quinoa pulav. After the pressure in the cooker settles down, I'll open the lid to check on the chole and mash them a bit to thicken the chola gravy. In the end, I'll add kasuri methi and coriander leaves and get my plate ready. More than cooking meals, I really like planning different meal options and breaking the monotony of regular meals with something different. But during these busy days, I wanted to have a mixed batch of quick and different cooking. And I'm glad I could find a few options, and I really hope you will also like them. During Ganesh Chaturthi, I bought some sattu to make pedas and had a big batch left in the pantry. During shifting and packing and the non-availability of the kitchen, I want to keep some homemade snack options available for kids. In the ghee, I'll sprinkle some crushed cardamom and sattu. This way the homemade ghee will also be consumed fully. Although sattu powder is already roasted, but I'll still wait till I get some aroma out. I will also add the dry fruit powder that I had prepared on day 1 to add more nutrition to these laddus. Along with the dry fruit powder, I'll also add some sesame seeds to make them a high energy and high protein snack for kids. Once roasted, I'll let the mixture cool down and start working on the meal. With the remaining sattu, I'll make sattu paratha and chokha. I chose to make chokha because it cooks by itself and takes very basic ingredients to get ready. I'll leave boiled potatoes, tomatoes and green chili on the gas burner for roasting. And while that is happening, I'll make sattu filling for the parathas. In the sattu goes ajwain, turmeric powder, red chili powder, salt, both pink and normal, kalonji, lots of hing and mustard oil. The raw oil brings the best flavor, but you can also heat the oil and pour. And the most important ingredient, pickle of your choice, and then mix everything well. Turn and roast the veggies from all sides to get good charred marks. I'll add some lemon juice and water to bind the sattu mix slightly. Once done, cover and keep aside. The laddu mix has also cooled down a bit, and I'll add the jaggery as the sweetener before binding the laddus. On the other side, veggies for chokha is cooked completely, and now I'll peel the charred skin a bit and cut the veggies in small chunks before start mashing them up. Once the veggies are well mashed, I'll spice it up and add different flavors to make a delicious chokha before starting to make sattu parathas. Although I wish to cook many more things, but there is a whole lot of packing pending. I have called an external help who is working with me for a few hours in a day to tick things off my checklist in time. This is the time when prioritizing plays a major role. And so the need of the hour is to make quick meals, make them healthy if possible, and eat on time. And my sattu paratha and chokha did right justice to my decision. Goodness of sattu and umami taste of pickle was enough to get me going for the next task. With the little meal planning that I did at the beginning of my packing, I am able to finish a lot of pantry items so far. I hope with this food compilation, you'll find a few of the recipes helpful. If you did, do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more such meal ideas. Join me on Instagram to have an update on my packing and coming days, and share some good notes in the comments to motivate me. And I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay tuned and stay connected.